quick cash class. This is episode 6. We're going to be talking about credit card cash back. So I know a lot of us out there have credit cards. We use credit cards on a regular basis. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's good, what's bad. A lot of times they like getting you hooked in with that cash back or rewards points, or hey, if you transfer balances, you get 0%, for 24 months or 18 months or 12. All those is just a ploy to get you over there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't used some of those, because I absolutely have. Everyone likes to try to save money. If you have a high balance on one card and you want to transfer it to another card, I understand that. But using cards just for their cash back when you're already in debt is just a slow train to bigger debt. The average credit card interest rate is 24.4%. That's the average. Some can be higher, up to 29, 30%. I know, there's some good ones out there that people get low interest rates on, or introductory interest rates. But think about that. If you have a $1,000 balance, that's $244 interest in a year. That's a huge amount. Think about what you could do with that extra $244. They did a study at MIT and Stanford that found that people who use credit cards, as opposed to cash, spend 83% more. That's insane. If you're going to spend $10, that means you're spending $18.83 as opposed to $10 if you were paying cash. That's huge. And they'll keep trying to give you, more cash backs and things like that. But the biggest thing is you start trying to use your debit card for those purchases. And you might ask yourself, Scott, I don't have $300 or I don't have $50 right now to do that. Well, if you start looking at, hey, do I have cash to pay for this versus I'm just going to put this on my card because I get cash back anyways. If you start using your debit cards, it's really going to cause a mind shift change that when you go to use that, if you don't have that money, you're going to think twice about it. Or maybe those other small purchases that aren't a big deal, when you go to pull out that debit card or cash from your pocket and you realize that, oh, maybe I shouldn't get this, or oh, maybe I don't need this, or you know what, I can probably wait till next week when I get paid to get this. All those little things are building blocks and they're mindset changes that are going to help you down the road, because really all of these classes that I'm talking to you are about mindset. I'm trying to give you some tidbits of information to use, but it's really about changing your perspective around money, around finances, and especially around credit cards. So last year, the credit card companies made $130 billion in profits from fees and interest. The annual rewards were only about $200 to $300 per user, right? So when you think about that, like you spend all this money to get $200 to $300 worth of rewards, it doesn't really make sense. The average household has about $8,000 in credit card debt, which, doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you add it onto, student loans, especially if, you're in the demographic that I'm trying to talk to, Gen Z, millennials, you probably have some student loans on there. You probably have a car payment or two. You got a house payment, rent. So to add another $8,000 on there is a lot of money. Give you a tip of the day today. Use your debit card for daily spending and automate weekly credit card payoffs. So you can actually go into your credit card, if you don't have it downloaded, get your app, get on there, but you can take a look on there and just start automating the payments out of there. Even if it's a small amount, getting in that habit of paying those every week or twice a month, one, you'll save interest, and two, you'll pay that off quicker. So that's my tip of the day. And then question of the day: what's one reoccurring charge on your credit card that let me back up. What is one reoccurring charge on your credit card that you'd cancel if you had to pay for cash? So if every month you had to take out $20, $30, $40, whatever that is, think about, we're getting into subscription land. Think about what subscription, if you had to pay cash for it, that you'd be like, nah, I don't want it. But you just haven't taken the time to get it off your card. So think about that. I'll leave that for you for the question today. Don't forget to give me your comments. I need more questions. And give us a like. And once again, I'm never going to ask you to buy anything. I'm never going to try to sell anything. I'm just here to give you some good information. So hopefully your finances can get better and you can get to some financial freedom. Tune in till tomorrow.